We're off. Today is day 74 of the year of streaming and learning to code, where the fun never ends. Just slowly dies a little bit, every day at a time. This is a grim start. Grim start. Alright, we are feeling the weight of JavaScript. JavaScript is going well. We are 12% of the way through. I was reflecting on yesterday, though, which was a very short stream. I wanted to go over, before I started, which we're now 61% of the way through, introduction to functions in JavaScript. We went through the introduction to JavaScript, lesson 1 and lesson 2. We flew through those. I rushed through those exceedingly quickly. And I was trying to figure out if I should recap and go through those before diving into functions, because we really did hit the ground running. We rushed through, and we're no stranger to doing quick streams sometimes, but it was oddly fast. Usually we aren't rushing to get things done. At least not quite like that. So I think I'm going to go through, and we kind of it wasn't terrible, but it was more struggling than we've really encountered when we should be prepared. It was a different struggling, so I'm actually going to go back and kind of recap. Now, all the code has already been done, but just touching on some of the highlights. Little cat, what are you doing with your tail? You're rubbing my chin with your tail, and that's very close. That is very close. Do we see this moving? It's just like, it's grazing my shirt. Her tail is dancing on my chest. Disgusting. All I request is that you don't put your tail directly in my mouth. That would be greatly appreciated if you could avoid doing that. Okay. Intro recap, then we get to because usually, just like today's, we'll actually go into it 61% of the way through, as we've done before. When we are part of the way through... Little cat, your head is in the way. And I don't really want to remove it. Functions. So, like this. Well, we're on section 9. Normally, I would recap the parts we've conquered before proceeding with the rest of the lesson. So, that's kind of what we're going to do. But, cat, your fur is everywhere. Alright, so that's what we're going to do, but for the completed lesson, because we really did fly through it, especially the making a game. We did the make a game in like 10-15 minutes, I think. Alright. Now, 28 sections. Alright, what's your name? Blankety blank. Steven. Discover the length with dot length. That was good. See, this is quick. Basic math. Yes, you can do math with JavaScript. Numbers and more. You can do all kinds. Multiply and divide. Beautiful. See, this is nice. This is good. Error does not compute. Oh, look at you, cat. Look at you. Who's got a kitty face? You. Love you. Let's keep going. Alright, error does not compute. You can't just throw random words in there with no context. Eggplant, the computer isn't going to know what to do with eggplant. Next. Hey, what is this? What is that? No, you go somewhere else. Yeah, you were directly in the reading part of the screen. Next section. No typing. We don't want to redo all of our code in this. I'm setting the keyboard down here. That's what we're going to do. You're going to stay on the desk. I'm going to code. We're just trying to get through. Oh, I know. You're so cute. Look at this. Can we see little kitty? This is right there. Raise your paw, cat. Okay, that's her. Oh god, your claws. And you can put that on the desk. We're gonna take a photo. Look at the cat. Look at the cat. Smile. Smile for the camera. Little monster. Hey, I see you. Spectacular. Spectacular. Do we see? Yeah, she's just staring right at us. Right there. Good times. Not that that matters. All right, we're done. We're continuing on. D. What were we doing? Something about eggplants? Ah, we've made it past the eggplant. Editor and comments. Double slashes is the sign of a comment. Okay, double slash. What am I learning? Confirm with quotes. That'll spit out whatever you put in. Also, I realized I rewatched the video. It adds a pop-up window when we have confirm. Like, I see the alert come up on my screen. But because of the OBS settings, it just doesn't have the pop-up windows come up, so. But it says it. There's a little window. Codecademy.com says. And then the this is. You know what it looks like with an OK and cancel little window. You'll just have to take me for my word. Next lesson. Interactive JavaScript. Confirm. There are too many cats in this house. We could update it to say there's too many cats on this desk. What do you think, little cat? You got Joe. Good, good. The feline agrees. True. Next. What is programming? What is physics? Big Bang? No? That's great. That's a great episode. Sheldon's trying to explain physics to Penny. Prompt, where are you from? Again, a lovely window comes up. Twitch. Next. Data types, 1 and 2, numbers and strings. What's your name is a string type. Dot length is 18, including spaces. Data 3, booleans. Hey. Check yourself, little cat. Just a hand. No need to freak out. Data 3 booleans. I'm coding like a champ. We're gonna have to redefine champ. If it's a person who doesn't know what they're doing and distracted by cats, then yes. What's this? Oh. Hey, little cat. Dun 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 dun. Dee 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 doo 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 doo. Dun 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 dun. Kitty concert pianist. She's practicing. I still need to get her a little cat-sized piano, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, why don't you stop eating the trash that's on the desk? You're gonna be pooping out receipts for the next month. All right. They're gonna have to cut you open if we ever get audited. Sir, are you sure you bought this? We're gonna have to dissect little kitty. That's alright. What are we doing? Data type 3, booleans. I'm coding like a champ. Length. Is that greater than 10? I believe it is. It is the length of this. There are more than 10 characters. Make the computer think. Using console.log. Console.log, it will print whatever that comes out to, or whatever we put into it. Next, lesson, comparisons. Yeah, good. Lots of different things we can compare and shove into console log. Nice. Decisions. If statements. If blankety blank is true, it'll do the next block of code. If else statements, computers are smart. If the length of rain is blank, it'll say that. If it's not, then we'll print the next block of code or process the next block. This is all good. More practice with conditionals. 2 is, hey, no yawning, little cat. Yawns are contagious. I'm gonna fall asleep on the stream. If 2 is less than 1, condition is true, otherwise false. Just the reverse of last section. Computers aren't that smart. If 10 is equal to 10, you got a true, else, blankety blank, got a false. I think that was a syntax one that we were working with. Mid-lesson breather. Confirm prompt, data types, conditionals, if blankety blank, or nice. Will this run the first block? It did. We got a little pop-up that ran the first block. It was confirms instead of console logs. Isn't that interesting, little kitty? Yeah, it is. It's fascinating. Math. If the length of John times 2, so that's 6, divided by 2 plus 1, which is 3, is equal to 2, which it is, the answer makes sense. Which it does. Shocking. Math and modulo. Recap. Where are we? Cat, your head is blocking. Where do we stand on the recap? Okay, 20 out of 28. Not bad. Not bad at all. What are we doing? Oh, modulo. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Good. The modulo works, just as it does in every other language we've done. Modulo and if-else. Again, just same shit, different lesson. Substrings. Wonderful day. Substring. Oh, yes. Slicing. That was nice. Derf. Story of my life. More substring practice. Why is your fur in my eye, little cat? It's just we're sitting in a cloud of your fur. You're so terrible. I'm gonna have to wrap you in plastic or put you in a bubble. Alright. Onwards. More substring practice. Nice. Lots of substring practice. Beautiful. Jan, Melbourne is burgers. Variables. Hey, little cat. What the hell? It's just a straw wrapper. Leave it be. Hey, you're a cat. Go to sleep. Variables. Declare your variable here. Variable my age 26 console log. It'll spit out 26. More variable practice. My country, United States. Length, United States substring. Hey. No, that's plastic. Stop eating it. Why are you determined to eat everything, cat? Holy hell. Shh. Okay. Yeah, good. 13 and uni. Hey. No. 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 Setting my phone on you. Please don't knock it off. Change variable values. Variable. My name, BDX Inc. Console log, my name. We updated the variable to BD. Console log, my name. Prints, BDX Inc. Runs again. BD. Conclusion, part 1, 27 to 28. Nice. My color, red. The length of my color would be 3. Next lesson. Conclusion, part 2. Not sure where to begin. Check the hint. If 1 is less than 2, which makes that true, we get the first. I finished my first course. Otherwise, death, and we finished. Nice. First section done. Code your own adventure. On to the next lesson. As she runs away with my phone. Fly, fly, little cat. Oh, there you go. No, I shouldn't have scratched you. No love. Go away. That was someone else who was loving you. She's crazy. Alright. Okay, this was lesson 2 of section 1. There's only 7. This is for the game. Again, everything was already completed. All the confirm pop-up windows do show up on my end, but again, OBS isn't set up to show those windows, which frankly is fine by me. So, yeah, I still see him. Confirming. Check if the user's ready to play. Confirm. Ready to play. Window pops up. Okay, ready to play. Beautiful. Next lesson. Old enough to play. Confirm. Ready to play. Variable age. Prompt. What's your age? Age is greater than 13. Play at your own risk. Else. Get some. I'm ready to play. Window pops up. Okay. Next window. What's your age? 26. That works. Next lesson. Adding some story. Same song and dance. Confirm. Console log. And you know what? I want to put semicolons at the end of these. Ready to play. What's your age? 26. Now, what happens if I put a semicolon there? Oh no. Stuff floating through the air again. Save and submit code. Ready to play. So we added more text. Nice. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. No. Now, we're going to add in semicolon there. Semicolon already there. And then I think I'm actually going to move the variables outside of the if stuff. Yeah. Variable age prompt. Your age. Yeah, I think that should go at the end of that. You know? Ready to play. That's all great and fun. But what happens if I move this variable age prompt? What if we move that to the end? Dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Deep-deep-deep-deep-deep-deep-dee-dee-dee. Deep-deep-deep-deep-deep-deep-dee-dee-dee. Now, ready to raise your age. No, it's still the same thing. I mean, it still runs. And I don't know if that's necessary. Since it didn't really change anything, we're just going to kind of leave it as is. Confirm I'm ready to play. Variable, check age, beautiful. Console. Variable, blah, 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 save and submit. Okay, it was the same song and dance pretty much as we were going through all that. I'm ready to play. 26. Yes. Eight. Get some racing. Okay, so next lesson. 7 is the last. Just to go through the code in its entirety. Confirm ready to play. Variable age equals prompt. What's your age? And we will add some slightly better spacing to this nightmare. Okay. Check if the user is ready to play. Confirm ready to play. Variable age prompt. Based off this, if age is 13. If else, console log, blah, 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 console log, blah, blah, blah. Let's give you semicolon for good measure. Let's give you a semicolon for good measure. Variable prompt, do you want to race? If yes, blah. Console log, else. Variable feedback prompt. If blank. Console log, blah, else. Blah. Save and submit. Ready to play. Let's do the other stuff. So window pops up, enter your age. We'll do 11. Do you want to race Bieber on stage? No. Rate the game out of 10 to play your own race. Just be racing. Oh no. Keep practicing coding and racing. Perfect. Good enough for me. Next, Introduction to functions in JavaScript. So now we'll be going over the overview, the beginning, just as we've been doing for the last two sections. Now we're kind of caught up. We'll be able to finish this one out strong, go into part 2 of section 2 from a much better place in understanding, far less rushed, right? Now, we are on section 9, but we're going to jump back to 1, go through that. Introduction. We've got variable speed 65. Complete the condition in the parentheses on line 4. If speed is greater than 80, use the console log, slow down, otherwise use the other block. Save and submit, drive safe. Introducing functions. This is what a function looks like. Variable divide by 3 equals function number, variable value equals number divided by 3, console log value. Line 12, we call the function by name. Here it is called divide by 3. We'll tell the computer what the number input is, i.e. 6. The computer then runs the code inside the function. Divide by 3, 27. Save and submit code. Start next lesson. Function syntax. Below is the greeting function. See line 7. We can join strings together using plus signs. See the hint for more details about how this works. Variable greeting equals function name, console log great to see you, plus a space that lives between the quotes, plus name. On line 11, call the greeting function. We drop in greeting and our name, and then it spits out great to see you, comma, space, Pixie, or whatever name we put in. How does a function work? Variable function name equals function blah. Write your food demand function. See right here. So we've got variable and all that. And then it goes down to there. I feel like the if-else stuff in the game, we had the semicolon, I think, after the variable. I think that's why all the blocks were loading first, or all the prompts and confirm alerts were showing up first, and then the story was printing out in its entirety. I was envisioning the game to say text, prompt a question, say more text, prompt a question, and kind of go through like so. Hey, little cat. Here to visit? As long as you don't ruin the coding. Although it's kind of hard to do that. It's not exactly very pretty to begin with. Alright, so how does a function work? Write your food demand function below. Last hint, in your reusable block of code, end each line with a semicolon. Variable food demand equals function food. No, you're stepping on things. Hey, you're calling Surrey and other stuff. Little cat. Go be loved on the bed. Oh, what's this? Are those fingers scratching? Yeah, good. Love you. Okay, good talk. Food demand tacos. Very nice. Write your food demand function. Last hint, in your reusable block of code, end each line with a semicolon. Variable food demand equals function food console log I want to eat plus space plus food. Food demand tacos. I want to eat tacos. I also want little kitty to stay on the bed, or at least stop swinging your tail in my face on the desk. Holy God, can't even stay on the desk. What? Why do you need so much love? You're so needy. Do not claw that. No. You're not going to have hot sauce all over the desk because you want to play with the stupid hot sauce packet. So small. Oh my god, you just want so much love all the time. Okay, I'm gonna move the keyboard again. You put caps lock on? Can't believe your ass. Look at, I will love you for approximately 8 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000. There. Good? Happy? That's all the scratches you're gonna get. I'm going back to JavaScript. Okay. Functions, variable food. Okay, everything works great. Yay, we got tacos. Beautiful. 5. Tying it all together. Nicely written function. Variable calculate function number. Variable value equals number times 10. Okay, so variable calculate is a function. We've got our number as input. Jesus, I'm moving my hand around in the air and she's just following it with her face. Function, number is the input. Creating a new variable, value, which equals number, our input, times 10. Console log will log the new variable value. Badly written function with syntax errors. Blah, 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 blah. Variable greeting, well, it was poorly written till we fixed it. Now it spits out Timmy. Ta-da, look at that, beautiful. Variable greeting, function, name, console log, name. Next section. Don't repeat yourself, dry. Variable orange cost equals a function, price is our input. Creating a new variable, value, which equals price times 5. And where you've got console log, logging the new variable value. We've got our orange cost function. Price is $5 for the orange made of gold panda. The only reason why it cost $5. And we've got $25 worth of oranges. Please don't claw my thumb. We can hold hands, or paw and thumb, as long as you don't claw me. Look at that. You've got little kitty claws. Isn't that nice? You little death machine. Such an interesting combination of cute and deadly. I'm gonna spark my allergies. I'm gonna burst into anaphylactic shock with all this fur floating through the air. Save and submit code. Fortunately, I won't have to eat lunch after eating all the fur floating in the air. You furry bastard. Oranges. Save and submit code. 25. See? Spit out $25 for a bag of oranges. Return keyword. This is where we got confused as all get out. Parameter is a number. We do math with that parameter. Variable times 2, function, number, return, number times 2, blah, blah, all times 2 here, times 2a, console log, new number. Was that where we got confused? No, it was 8 where we got confused. So I think we fared okay for 7. I'm actually going to read this, though, because I felt still uncertain after we finished 8. I know it turned out for the best, but let's do a slow entry. Return keyword. Nice job. Now we can call a function. We don't always want to just print stuff. Sometimes we want it to return a value. We can use the value, i.e., the output from the function, in the other code. Let's learn about the return keyword. Then we'll see how to use functions with an if-else statement in the next exercise. The return keyword simply gives the programmer back the value that comes out of the function. So the function runs, and when the return keyword is used, the function will immediately stop running and return the value. In our example, we have a function called times2 that takes in a number and returns the number multiplied by 2. On line 7, after the equals sign, call the function times2 with any parameter you want. Line 8 prints out, little cat, I can see that you're trying to clean bits of your body, specifically your legs, but you're blocking the screen. Good. Okay. Line 8 prints out, 1. On line 7, after the equal sign, call the function times2 with any parameter you want. On line 8, print out new number. Notice how the value we return from times2 is automatically assigned into new number. Variable new number is times2 with the input of 8. So whatever the times2 function is, which is up above, you have the input of 8, console log, that's the new variable for new number, and the console log will pull in new number. So how does the return work? Variable times2 function number return number times 2. So it's going to take number, and we're going to be returning number times 2, which is 8. So it's just keeping everything in. It's not printing out this. It's just regurgitating it, recycling. It's returning that info and tacking on the additional stuff as needed. Beautiful. Save and submit code, and it gives us 16. We've got our understanding of return for now. This is where we got confused. Function, return, and if else. When we call a function, and in fact, I'll copy command all C reset code, it's blank. And what else will we do? We're gonna bury it way down here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Asterisk, blank. Okay, that's out of the way. We've got just this. So, functions. Return something. And we'll keep these on. We can put the keyboard back up on the desk. Nice. Functions, return, and if else. When we call a function, its return value is just the result from running the function. When we call a function, its return value is just the result from running the function. That value can then be used just like any other value in JavaScript. Look at the if statement on line 7. Okay, look at the if statement starting on line 7. If quarter blah modulo 3 equals 0 for the remainder. The if statement is checking whether the result of calling the function named quarter is divisible by 3. Okay. It's checking if quarter, the function quarter, which we'll need to set up above here, is divisible by 3. Don't read too much into it. I'm confused why there's that parenthesis, but we're not worried about that right now. We get that it's checking quarter, which we'll need to set up here, is divisible by 3 and have no remainder. Instructions. Define a function called quarter, which has a parameter called number. This function returns a value equal to 1/4 of the parameter, i.e. number divided by 4. Call the function inside the if statement's condition and put in a parameter value such that the statement is true is out in the console. So we've got our if-else statement. We just need to have whatever value goes in here, print, the statement is true. Not overly difficult, at least. That's what we hoped for yesterday, but we were stumped as all get out. Hint, this is a little tricky, so let's take it slow. The code in the braces in the function should be, okay, the code in the brackets, or the code in the curly braces of the function should be this. So they're just telling us that's straight out what the function should be. When we set up the variable quarter, blah, 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 equals function, and then curly braces, within the curly braces, it should just be return number divided by 4. And we can see that. We get that. On line 7, the if statement's condition calls the function. It needs you to put in a number value. It needs you to put in number value. Recall, modulo is, it gives you the remainder of one number is divided by another. 13 modulo 3 is 1. We want quarter, some number, that when divided by 3, we want, so this is really it. This is the big picture, which I don't think you guys can see. Copy. Hint. At least the bottom of it is this. We want quarter, some number, that when divided by 3 has a remainder of 0. Okay, so we will move that out of the way just a little. We're going to set up our variable. Instructions. Define a function called quarter, which has a parameter called number. We've got variable, quarter, equals, function, number, semicolon, and it's going to be return number divided by 4. Return number divided by 4. Okay. This function returns a value equal to 1/4 of the parameter. So we've got number divided by 4. So it's returning number divided by 4, right? We've got return number divided by 4. Perfect. 3. Call the function inside the if statement's condition. So here's the if statement and its condition within the parentheses of the if, and put in a parameter value such that the statement is printed the console. We want some number when divided by 3. So we should be able to throw in any number. That number will get divided by 4. And whatever the hell that comes out to be, when it's divided by 3, it needs to have a remainder of 0. So, let's do... Hey, Mimi. Your username is so gray on my phone. Had a hard time seeing it. My bad. How's your day going? Alright, we know 12 will work. And let's bump this up a bit. We can get rid of all of this excess stuff we had. Little kitty, we are in the midst of running the code. Now, you can chill out somewhere else. You're getting in my lap? Alright. Good, good. Coding with little kitty. Will you set your tail somewhere else? I love you, you're small and fur. Claws in the thigh. Learning to code should not be this physically painful. Tiny demon. Alright, let's run it. This statement is true. 12 goes in. Order 12. 12 goes in. Gets divided by 4, which is 3. So then we've got 3 modulo 3 with no remainder. Let's do let's do another. So what if we do 32? You know what? I think that's our issue. It'd be 36. 30. So what else would work? We need to times it by 4 again. Do 48. No? God, not a lot of stuff. 12 works. We'll leave it at 12. We don't need to find another number. I want to find another number, but I just mentally don't have the interest in finding that. Okay. So we're good. Are you kidding me, clawing? Direct skin. I'm wearing pants, cat. Just claw the pants. Why do you have to reach for the only area where there's no pants coverage? Right at the ankle. Good God. I'm like having your Achilles tendon severed by a cat. Alright, next. Here we go. We're finally on to the last section of this. Functions and variables. Functions with 2 parameters. Hey, what are you doing? It's just a thumb. Dear God, Whiskers. Why do you need so much love? You're just so needy today. Usually you sleep through the coding. You hated Python. You slept through all of Python. JavaScript just gets you all riled up. Good God. Okay. Onwards. Functions with 2 parameters. So far, we've only looked at functions with 1 parameter, but often it's useful to write functions with more than 1 parameter. For example, we can have the following function. Variable area box equals function length width return length times width. With more than 1 parameter, we can create more useful functions. To call a function with more than 1 parameter, just enter a value for each parameter in the parentheses. For example, area box 39 would return the area of a box with the length 3 and a width 9. Instructions. Write a function called perimeter box. that returns the perimeter of a rectangle. It should have two parameters. One formula for perimeter is length plus width plus width. Why don't we just multiply them? Call the function and pass in a value for length and width you like. Remember, for functions, the parameter goes in parentheses and the block of reusable code goes in curly braces. Write your function starting on line 3. Variable parameter box equals function length comma width semicolon, not semicolon, curly brace, there goes the semicolon, console log, right? Console log. Now, they say length plus width. I would rather do return length times width. One formula for perimeter. I mean, they say that, but it seems excessive, to be completely honest. Return length times width. And we've got, let's do, I mean, can we put in stuff, or they just want the function itself? I feel like we should put length and width, or even get rid of console log. We can get rid of console log, I don't mind. Maybe they just want the formula. Looks like your perimeter box doesn't return the correct perimeter for the length of 1. Okay, we just need to put in anything. Variable length equals 2. First of all, that's not how you spell length. And variable width equals something or other. 3. Now we can do console log. Or we'll do this. Perimeter box hold on, hold the phone, getting confused. Perimeter box 2, comma 3. There's that. Fire away. Why does she not like that? Gave us 6. They might want the plus. I think they may be actually looking for this. Maybe they don't like the multiplying. We'll do 3 and 9 on that. 27. It looks like your perimeter box function doesn't return the correct perimeter 4 with a width of 1, a length of 1. Did they specify anywhere that there needs to be a width of 1 and a length of 1? Look at that. See? Looks like your perimeter function doesn't return the correct perimeter. Range. The only other thing I can think of is console log. We'll try this, console.log. In parentheses. Save and submit. 1 on 1. 2. 6. 12. Seems to be functioning. Let's check out their forum. See why they don't like what we have to say. Little cat, you moved everything. 9. Functions with 2 perimeters. Function, well, no one having issues on this section. Functions and if else. How do I fix? I'm doing wrong. Question 9, 2 parameters. Beautiful. And it's got a lock. Looks oddly similar to mine. Interesting way of writing it. This line, the semicolon interrupts, remove the semicolon. I see an updated version. Well, that doesn't help. You don't have a semicolon there. We'll copy that. Variable. Perimeter box equals function length width. He has a comma. Console log perimeter box. I mean, what's the dizzle, yo? Unless it's just this, maybe that's just what they're looking for. Copy. Length, width, blah. Flows out of that. Save and submit. Strange. So, okay, the function worked perfectly with multiply. They just really wanted to see the addition of the individual units instead of multiplying. Ah, and it didn't save because we went to the next one. We'll go back to 9. It's Codecademy. Save and submit, runs just fine, but they want to see that instead. 16. You know what I just realized? Perimeter this whole time. You big dumb idiot. Me, damn it. Perimeter versus area. Area is multiplying the width by the length. Perimeter is simply adding the outsides. Semantics. You slimy bastard. I totally got fixated on the area instead of the perimeter. Damn. Alright, well, crises averted. We are on 10 of 13. So, continuing on. Global versus local variables. Let's talk about an important concept, scope. Scope can be global or local. Variables defined outside a function are accessible anywhere once they have been declared. They're called global variables and their scope is global. For example, variable global var equals hello. Variable foo equals function. Console log global variable prints hello. The variable global variable can be accessed anywhere, even inside the function foo. Hey, Demon Wolf. How's your day going? Variables defined inside the function are local variables. They cannot be accessed outside the function. So variable bar equals function. Variable local var, howdy. Console log local var, error. Dun 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 dun. Bad times. The variable local var only exists inside the function var. Trying to print local var outside the function gives an error. Check out the code in the editor. Until now, you've been using the var keyword without really understanding why. The var keyword creates a new variable in the current scope. That means if var is used outside a function, that variable has a global scope. If var is used inside a function, that variable has a local scope. On line 4, right here, just yonder, on line 4 we have not used the variable keyword. So when we log my number to the console outside the function, it will be 14. My number. Good. We didn't use variable my number inside. Variable my number is set up outside. Beautiful. That's global. Demon Wolf. Not bad. Just got done streaming early because I got 2 websites up and done. Very nice. Making progress. Busy day for Demon. Good times. Progress is always fun. We're still in the beginning parts of JavaScript here on Codecademy, but we're making our way through slowly but surely. Yep, you're leaving, little cat. Oh, you were sleeping on the floor now. Nice. Okay, instructions. What are we up against? Change line 4 to use the variable keyword. Notice that the value of my number in function is now 14 and outside function is 7. Okay, so we're simply adding a variable to my number. Notice that the value of my number in the function is now 14 and outside the function is 7. Using my number without the variable keyword refers to the global variable that has already been declared outside the function in line 1. However, if you use var keyword inside a function, it declares a new local variable that only exists within that function. Save and submit. The inside the function, my number is 14. Outside the function, my number is 7. Beautiful, beautiful. Functions recap. Okay, let's review. You've learned a lot about functions today. We better not forget it all. We first discovered how to use functions to perform the same piece of logic repeatedly without having to type the same code again. This saves you time. Instructions. Write a function called nameString. It should take the name as a parameter. The function returns a string equal to hi, I am plus blank, or space plus name. Call name string by passing it your name. Use the console log to print the output. And we'll take a peek at hint. In the code block, function should be blah blah blah. Just a reminder, we need to add the parentheses or the quotes to the string, so we have a space between the word am and the word name. Fantastic. And they've given us a nice little skeleton to work with. Variable name string should take name as a parameter. So we're going to throw name in here. They did a lot of the heavy lifting for us already. We will be returning hi, I am name, copy. Return blank. Attach the almighty semicolon. And then call name string by passing it to your name. Use console log to print. Now, we could put console log here. They did give us that extra space. We could also put it outside. We're going to go ahead and throw it inside. Copy console.log blah. Look at that. Wait a tick. No. Well, it would be name. I don't like that. That feels wrong. My soul feels itchy. Back out that noise. Clear out the space. We're going to do it here. Z console.log parenthesis name string semicolon. We're going to do demon, since he was so kind to host us. Demon wolf. Something went terribly wrong. Your code doesn't look quite right. Click save, help, need hint, blah diddly blah. Copy. As the earth falls down around us. Return. Hi, my name is blank. Console log. Name string. Name. So we shouldn't need to do that twice. Write a function called nameString, which we got. Function name. Checkity check check check. Return string equal to blank. Oh. Function returns a string equal to that. This. The whole thing needs to be a string. That's my issue. At least I think. No, that seems wrong too. I mean, we could do name string, but that kind of defeats the purpose of it all. And drop in mega quotes for everyone, but that just seems odd. That seems odd and excessive and not necessary. So we have that. Call name string, blah. Name string. Demon wolf. Code doesn't look right. Demon wolf not defined. Return just seems off. Call name string by passing it your name and use console log to print out the output. Console.log name string. I think the only thing I can think of would be is if we were to create variable name equals demon wolf. Function name string. You're like right there. What am I missing? I think I've got all the right pieces. I think I've got them in the wrong order. So on section 11, functions recap. Functions recap, section 11. That doesn't look good. No locked or check marked form questions. This might be brutal. It's okay, we've got two. Functions recap. Problem with function recap. Function recap. Nice, nice. Okay, let's check it out. We have variable name string, function name, hi. Now, oh, he's got it in quotes. The console log reads function. How is that? It's supposed to be correct. Here, name, logic, blah. Oh, is it because I wasn't putting it in quotes, you slimy... This code is another function call because it's without parentheses. Leaves JavaScript to tell you it's a function. The console log is printing function because it's telling you what name string is. Place your name inside what you're looking to print out with quotes. You If you already passed function, then death, death, death. Okay, you're right. I was looking at it all wrong. Demon wolf in quotes. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. We figured it out. We figured it out. That was we were determined to get it right. For his kindness in hosting us. Okay, success. Resolved. Although, you know what? I do want to go back. I am going to cram that inside. Well, we really should leave it outside the function, but I kind of want to try putting it inside the function. Copy. Because they had that second line there, you know? I thought it was odd that they had that. Yeah, it looks weird. What if it goes before? Nope, still nothing. They hate us. Fair enough. Fair enough. That is understandable. Beautiful. 12 of 13. Functions and if else. An especially useful application of reusable code is blah 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 blah. Functions and if-else. An especially useful application of reusable code is if-else statements. Difficulty speaking. This can be very wordy and a pain to type repeatedly. We're going to write a function that checks how many hours of sleep a night you're getting. Inside the function will be an if-else statement. We want the function to check many different numbers of hours to see whether a person is getting enough sleep. Instructions. Write a function named sleepCheck that takes the parameter number hours. Inside the function, write an if statement where if the number of hours of sleep is greater than or equal to 0, the computer will return you're getting plenty of sleep, maybe even too much. 3, otherwise, else if the number of hours of sleep is less than 8, have the computer return gets more shut eye. Then call the function with different hours of sleep. Call the function with 10 hours of sleep, like this, sleep check 10. Call the function with 5 hours of sleep. Call the function with 8 hours of sleep. Check get a hint. Here is a list of comparison operators: greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Here is an example of if-else syntax. If, blah, 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 return something else, return another string. Don't forget to put semicolons at the end of each line of code inside the braces, curly braces, not brackets, curly braces, and put semicolon at the very end of the function. All right, from the top, let's do this. Write an if function named sleepCheck, right? A function named sleepCheck that takes the parameter hours. Copy. Write your function. Don't forget to call your function. sleepCheck variable sleepCheck equals function num hours. Beautiful. Semicolon. Variable sleepCheck equals function number hours. No semicolon. Curly braces. There's that. No. Not that. We are not there yet. We will be there. Hold the phone. We've got our variable. sleepCheck equals function number hours. I know we've got if, and I think this kind of answers my question. If it were to be, if we put the if-else statement within the variable function, or the variable sleepCheck, or the function, the sleepCheck function, if would be here, which means the rest of the statement would follow as such, indented. Now, because that's indented, and I don't think that's correct, I think it should be here. If it weren't indented, then I think that means I wouldn't have the outer curly braces. I think I would just hit the ground running here, followed by the curly braces. The if-else statement. But I'm not certain. I think this will be kosher. Let's complete that. Space. String life. Hey, ephemeral. JavaScript. Yeah, finally we made it to JavaScript. Right? Took long enough. So, yeah, let's go with that. Because I'm pretty sure it's just variable sleep check function, and then it continues into the if statement. I don't think I need the outer curly braces for the function itself. I might need the outer curly braces for the function here and here, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I think it's just the curly braces for the if statement. I might be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I mean, we'll see. Good choice. No reason to use another scripting language nowadays. You do need the outer curly braces. Well, look at that. Ephemeral's on point. He's got us covered. Mystery solved. Isn't that nice? Came in at the perfect time. Right when we needed you. Okay, so as we're piecing this mystery together, we've got our skeleton. We've got the beginnings of 1 and the lovely skeleton from the hint, essentially. So, from the top, write a function named sleep check, variable sleep check. Function takes number hours. Inside the function, write an if statement where the number of hours of sleep is greater than or equal to 8. Number of hours if is greater than or equal to 8. The computer will return you're getting plenty of sleep, maybe too much, with the semicolon. You know, we've got double quotes now. It's a lot of quotes and semicolons. There we go. Otherwise, else, if the number of hours of sleep is less than 8, have the computer return, get some more shut-eye. We will take from you to there. Fantastic. This is coming along nicely. Then call the function with different hours of sleep. So we're going to do sleep check. Semicolon. Call the function with 10 hours of sleep like this. Then call it with 5, and then call it with 8. Now they probably want me to set it up 3 different times instead of running it 3 times with individual ones. So we're going to go ahead and take this, copy sleep check, and now maybe they want us to run it 3 times individually, but I think running it once with all 3 is probably best. 5 and 8. You know what, maybe I should have console logged those. Yeah, let me... It looks like your function doesn't return get some more shut-eye. When number hours is 5, check your if-else syntax and whether you're using the correct comparison operators. Variable sleep check equals function number of hours. If number of hours is greater than or equal to 8, return blankety blank. Else, get some more shut-eye. Oh, return, my bad, you poor, soulless. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Crises averted. Crises averted. We caught it. There we go. And we had 8, so it said you're getting plenty of sleep. Beautiful. Or we had 10. Now, wait a second. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. How else? Why doesn't it run all 3? My spidey senses tell me that if we have it 3 times, that it should be running 3 times. We've got 10, 5, and 8. You should always write braces like if parentheses brace. Oops. And like keep it on one line. Instead of stacked. I was following their, what's it called? Their little skeleton. You know? Zoom in. That's basically what I was going off of. Twitch won't let me multi-line. It's because Twitch is soulless. I mean that with love. If Twitch is watching, that was a joke. Twitch is fantastic. All hail Twitch. But, yeah, good times. That's quite alright. But anywho, that's why I was following, and you know what? I keep seeing different examples. The thing that's bothered me the most, more so than the brackets, is see function. There's no space right now. For the last, like, 8 courses I've done, all functions have been next to it. Function, parenthesis, blah. Right? No space. But for all of JavaScript, for some reason, they've been having a space. In all their examples of stuff, they've had variable sleep check equals function, space, and then the thing. And it's been driving me crazy. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why there's so much diversity in the syntax across the whole. I prefer no space there too. See? And I've seen, well, that's also what I've seen, like 90+% of their site, maybe even higher, 98%. It's only been in their main JavaScript course that there's that. Yeah, so that's just a little slice of the hell I've been dealing with. Also, you can just do function sleep check instead of var check sleep function, which I think is way better. See, I think that's awesome too. Again, it's whatever, I guess, syntax. I'm just following along with their examples. They've been kind of snippy with format lately, especially in this. So, anywho, onwards. 13, way cool. The last one, conclusion, and then we've got the next lesson. Conclusion. Congratulations on finishing this function course. Yeah, Codecademy seems pretty, like, some of it's good, some of it's great. I still think my favorite lesson that I've done or course was the Sass section. Yeah, for CSS, learning Sass. For some reason, it was just like, it was really good. It's not that it was like any one thing was great. There was just very little that was bad about it. All the instructions were consistent, and I don't know. It was just, it stood out from the rest of them. It still had that Codecademy feel to it, but there was something about that course that really stood out. I wish all of them were that consistent, but not quite. Each panel is different. It's been 13 different experiences just in this one section alone, so anyways, which adds to the learning curve. Alright, conclusion. Congratulations on finishing this function course. Hopefully, you can see how powerful functions are and how they can be used in so many contexts. Instructions. With your newly acquired knowledge, of functions. Let's go build a rock, paper, scissors game next. Cool. That should be fun. Click save and submit code to get started. Rock, paper, scissors. Here we come. Oh, well, there goes the badge. Yay, something for JavaScript badge. Woohoo! Up next, build rock, paper, scissors. Make use of functions to program this game. This should be fun, ideally. Although I'm sure the Donner Party thought the same thing. Let's go through the snow pass. It'll be great. It'll be beautiful. Little did they know. Come dinner time. Yeah. Pretty grim. Pretty grim. Hopefully this is slightly better than the Donner Party. Alright. Build rock, paper, scissors. The game. Donner edition. Rock, paper, scissors is a classic two-player game. Each player... Wow. It's a lot worse if you think about it as the Donner family with rock, paper, or scissors. That's not fun. Rock, paper, scissors is a classic two-player game. Each player chooses either rock, paper, or scissors. The possible outcomes: rock destroys scissors, scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock. Our code will break the game into 3 phases. A, user makes a choice. B, computer makes a choice. C, a compare function will determine who wins. Instructions: save and submit code when you are ready to start. Onwards. Section 1 down. 2 of 9 left. User choice. Start by first asking the user which option they want to pick. We will later use this choice in the compare function to determine the winner. Instructions: declare a variable called user choice. Make the variable equal to the answer we get by asking the user, do you choose rock, paper, or scissors? Hint, wouldn't we be prompting them? Ta-da, right here in the hint. Remember to use prompt to ask a question. Variable, example, prompt, question. Very nice. So, we are going to do variable, user choice, equals, function, no, not function, just kidding. Variable, user choice, prompt, because we're going to be asking them, prompt, quotes, semicolon, did they have a specific question? Do you choose rock, paper, or scissors? Lot of quotes, a lot of confusion. There we go. Alright. Save and submit. Ta-da! We get the window. As a side note, the pop-up prompt window I don't have set up to show up in Codecademy, but it's here. I'm looking at it. Codecademy window. Do you choose rock, paper, or scissors? We are going to do rock. Next lesson. Computer choice, part 1. Awesome. Now we need the computer to make a choice. The game is only going to be fun if the computer chooses randomly. Luckily, JavaScript has something that can help with this. If we make a variable and make it equal to math.random, that variable will be equal to a number between 0 and 1. Instructions. Under your previous code, declare a variable called computer choice and make it equal to math.random. Print out the computer choice so you can see how math.random works. This step isn't needed for the game, just useful for learning. Your math.random code should look like blah variable, blah, blah, blah. Great. Okay, so we've got variable computer choice is equal to math.random. Copy. Semicolon, print out. Is that what they want? They want us to print, or should we do console log? We'll do console log. It's JavaScript. Console log. Console log. Was it was computer choice they wanted? Yes, computer choice. I think that's it. Save and submit. Rock. Perfect. You know, it's 0.884414. Yeah, that I guessed it was going to be that. What are the odds? 1 in this. Next lesson. Part 2, 4 of 9. And the last bit of section 1. Computer choice part 2. We have computer choice, but it now equals a random number between 0 and 1. We need to somehow translate this random number into a random choice of rock, paper, or scissors. How do we do this? If a computer choice is between 0 and 0.33, make computer choice equal to rock. If computer choice is between 0, 3, and 4.66, computer choice equal to paper. If computer choice equal, okay, 6, 7 to 1, computer choice scissors. But there are 3 outcomes. If using if else only gives us 2, what now? We'll use if, else, else. See the hint for the full syntax. You will laugh at how easy it is. Unlikely. Instructions. Under your existing code, write out the if, else if, else statement. 2, in the respective code blocks, change the value of computer choice based on the rules stated above. Remember, you do not have to use variable when changing the value of a variable that already exists. Oh, and look at that. They give us a nice skeleton. We were going to type it out ourselves. We'll get the if going. And then we'll copy out the inside. We have this. Under your existing code, write out the else, and I think we can get rid of the console stuff. You know what, we can leave it. We'll leave it just so we can see as the game is thinking. Let's get if going. Then now, interesting. See, this is another one of those things. They keep changing the formatting. Like they've got the beginning bracket, that's been very consistent, but the end bracket sometimes I either see next to the next condition to the left of it, or I'll see it above it on the line above. So it'd be the end bracket, parentheses, and then on the line below would be else if. And then it would always have this at the end, and then sometimes it changes next to it, or it will just end here, and then on the line below will be else. So I can't figure out, it's always different. Again, even in the last 2 sections ago, at the end of the last one, it was after each other. Like, so, else. See? It was like that, but now it's next to it. Pick a lane, bro. Pick a lane. Ugh. And I realize it's probably user preference, but they keep changing it so much, I'm not even sure which one I prefer. I don't know if there's an industry standard, but who knows? Clearly, we aren't going to figure out here from Codecademy, for damn sure. Anyways, we will actually just steal their lovely block just to save time. Might as well, right? Might as well. Okay, so if computer choice is between computer choice, and we don't need to leave anything for else. We just need to address 2 of the 3. Is between 0 and 37. We would do it's greater equal to or greater than 0. I wonder if it will ever be 0. Does it have to be between 0 and 1, as in it will always be 0.0000001 and up? Because they're just saying between, which would be greater than and less than. Not sure. I'm going to make it greater than or equal to 0. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Greater than or equal to 0. I don't think it's going to know how to process that. There we go. Greater than or equal to. Followed by, if that's less than or equal to 0.33. Copy. And actually that should go in the first one. This will be 0.4. 34 to 66. Less than or equal to 66. Okay, that works, which means 67 to 1 is for else. Scissors. Return. Does it want us to return or print? In the respective code block, change the value based on the rules. Remember, you don't need to do that. I can't tell if they want me to print or simply return. You know, if it'd be console log. I think it'd be return. Return rock. Oh, it did say return rock. No? God, I'm making things up. Where did I see that? I totally thought I saw return rock. No bueno. That's okay. He's okay. Return rock. Copy. Return paper. Return scissors. Scissors. How does that feel for now? There's a problem with your syntax. They hate me. Fine. So be it. If, else, if. Let's do... Get rid of the console log. On with your illegal return statement. Oh. It does not like the idea of that. Let's see how it is without. Maybe it might be console log. Rock. Spits out rock. Perfect. That works. You know what? Let's see. I kind of want to see what the computer is thinking. Computer choice, computer choice, computer choice, computer choice. Console.log. Something about something. DDDD. DDDD. Rock. Ta-da. Both choices are the same. Now comes the fun part. We need to create a function that will take two parameters, i.e. two choices made, then return the winning choice. When programming a game like this, you have to first figure out all the various outcomes. One outcome is that the choice of the user makes is equal to the choice the computer makes. Instructions. We carried over the code from the previous section, but is a comment. Leave it there for now. Below the comment, declare a function called compare. Takes two parameters, choice 1 and choice 2. Inside the function, write an if statement. If choice 1 equals choice 2, then return. The result is a tie. Get a hint. Your code should look something like this. Variable, compare, function, choice 1, blah, blah, if this, return that. Why do we call the parameters choice 1 and choice 2 instead of making use of the variable names user choice and computer choice? Because parameters are because parameter names are meant to be general, this makes them more flexible so that later we can pass any variables or values through the function. In our case, we will pass computer choice and user choice to the function. For example, what if this was a game involving two human choices, not a human against a computer? It wouldn't make sense to have computer choice as the parameter. Okay. I know we can definitely just steal that, but let's do a little more digging. Instructions. We carried over the code from the previous section, but it's a comment. Leave it there for now. Below the comment, declare a function called compare. Variable compare function takes two parameters, choice 1, choice 2. Choice 1 and choice 2. Inside the function, write an if statement. If statement, if choice equals 2, then return, result is a tie. Return So if choice 1 equals 2, return the result is a tie. D D D D D D D D D D D D D. Think? Yes, green check mark. 6 of 9. Beautiful. What if choice 1 is rock? You're doing great. Now we consider the other scenarios. Let's break the problem down a little. What if choice 1 is rock? Given choice 1 is rock, A, choice 2 equals scissors, then rock wins. B, if choice 2 paper, then paper wins. How do we construct this? It's a bit different from what we've already seen. We will first have an if statement, and then the code inside that if statement will be another if statement. Instructions. Let's code our outline from above. Inside the compare function, under the existing code. So inside the compare function, under the existing code, write an else if statement where the condition is choice equals rock. Inside this else if statement, write an if else statement, choice 2, scissors, return, rock wins, else paper wins. Okay. See hint. If putting if statements inside if statements is a little tricky, this putting if statements inside if statements is a little tricky at first. Your code should look something like this. If choice 1 of 2, return blank. Else if choice 1, 2 rock, if choice 2 scissors, rock wins, else blah. Okay, so it kind of cascades into the part 2 else if. Alright. Variable compare else if else if fly of sorts. Goddamn devil bird. Else if we're gonna have an if else. An else if has its own issues. If blah blankety blank else blah blankety blank. We're gonna have returns return I think that seems okay. We've got choice 1 is equal to choice 2 is a tie. If choice 1 equals rock, if choice 2 equals scissors, return rock wins, else paper wins. Lots of quotes here we gotta get rid of. A lot of stray quotiness. That seems relatively okay. I feel like I've got an extra set of brackets compared to them. Maybe it's just a spacing issue. Not sure. Save and submit. Says it's good. Says it's good. Perhaps they're just missing. I think they're missing. I don't know. Fuck it. They gave us green. Golden, right? Golden. Next. 7 of 9. What if choice 1 is paper? Now what if choice 1 is paper? Given choice 1 is paper, A, choice 2, rock, then paper wins, choice 2, scissors, then scissors. Inside the compare function, under the existing code, write another if-else statement where the condition is choice 1, paper. Inside the else-if statement, write an if-else statement, choice 2, rock, paper wins, it turns, whatever. It's essentially the same thing, but from here... Okay, this nesting if-else block can be tricky, especially at first. Your code should have this basic outline. If-else condition, else-if condition, else-if, and we are continuing the else-if party within sort of the main tree, which would be at this indentation level, the if-else-if level, which would necessitate another one here. Else if, right? And in fact, we're just going to steal this noise because we can. Copy. Else if, we're doing something different now. Inside the compare, under the existing code, if statement, choice 1 equals paper. Choice 1 equals paper. Choice 2 equals rock. And return paper wins. Copy. Scissor wins, copy, scissor wins, paper wins, scissor wins. Let's give that a shot. Submit code, green check marks across the board. Lastly, what if choice 1 is scissors? Given choice 1 is scissors, if choice 2 equals rock, then rock wins. Choice 2 equals paper, then scissors wins. Instructions. Under your old code, use the same structure as the past 2 exercises, finish off your function. We need to use the variable user choice and computer choice. Uncomment the first lines of the code by deleting the asterisk line 1, the asterisk slash on line 9. The variables are now active and can be called. Call your function, pass in user choice, computer choice as 2 arguments, press save and submit, and the game should work. Congratulations. They said simply continue the party. Now, else if. I'd like to complete the else if train fiasco with simply an else statement like so. But I don't know if I should have just else and then the curly braces. They were saying continue the else if format. Well, like so. Because else wouldn't be specified. However, else if would specify. We're gonna do that. So for that reason, we're gonna keep on keeping on. I know, little cat. I know. It's exciting. we're making shit. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Copy. So choice 2 is rock. Copy. Lastly, what if choice 1 is scissors? Given choice 1 is scissors, given choice 1 is scissors, copy, choice 2 copy. Something seems odd. There's a disturbance in the force. They're confusing me. I feel like I need to climb my way up. If choice 2 is paper, scissors wins. Like, this here, they don't have the same verbiage, which is frustrating. It's okay. We'll piece it together. We will piece it together. Got compare function 1, choice 1, 2. It's a tie. If choice 1 is rock, if choice 2 is scissors, so it's to scissors, rock wins. Else, return paper. We've got rock versus scissors. Rock wins, otherwise return paper. Paper wins. We've got choice 1 is paper. If the computer spits out rock, then paper wins. The backup answer is scissors. Lastly, if we have scissors versus paper, rock versus scissors, rock wins. Paper versus rock, paper wins. Scissor versus paper, choice 1 is scissors. Choice 2. You know what? And it's also the flow. This is that damn consistency issue again. Fucking A. What the hell? So, like, do you see that? It's if you choose one, then it's the one that it beats. The first choice wins. Whatever the first choice is, whatever it beats, the first choice wins. And then the following. Whatever the first choice is, it's whatever it beats, which would be paper. Paper wins, but they don't have that. They have rock, and then rock wins. And no. That's dumb. Why would they go 8 out of 9 and do that? Do you see who's in control of quality assurance? It's like they've got cats running this whole thing. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's fun. This is normal. I don't know if they're doing that to get people to think. It just doesn't come off that way because it's so inconsistent. They do have plenty of things. They throw in little turns and twists so you can figure it out. They had that with their examples or hints, you know, but this doesn't have that, and most of their stuff doesn't have that feeling. Whatever. Good to know. Okay. So This isn't a liar. So if choice 2 is paper, copy. Return, scissors win. Rock wins, paper wins. Scissors wins. Otherwise, rock wins. What beats scissors? Rock. Rock. Okay. Holy hell. Friggin' brutal. Alright, so now that we've figured out their whole terrible puzzle, now there's the actual instructions for this section, right? Can't just do it easily. Under your old code, use the same structure as the past 2 exercise, finish off your function, which we just did. 1 down. 2. We need to use the variables user choice and computer choice, which we set up. Uncomment the first lines of the code by deleting the blah on line 1 and uncomment on line 9. The variables are now active and can be called. We will delete you and we'll delete you. Ta-da! Beautiful. Call your function and pass in user choice and computer choice as your 2 arguments. We will call the function, which is the compare function. Compare 2 choices, user choice and computer choice as your 2 arguments. User choice. Hey bud, just want to say hi. Off to karate. Yay. Awesome, man. And I just finished making rock, paper, scissors. Hopefully the little one's karate goes well. Taking backsides and taking names. Should be fun. Almost as fun as rock, paper, scissors. But yeah, good times. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always appreciate it. Compare. User choice. Yeah, choice. Comma. Computer choice. Dun dun dun. It's like war games. Would you like to play a game? Or shall we play a game? One of those, damn it. One of those. Computer choice, colon. Cool. So, let's do this. Go time. Compare. I feel like there should be more to it. Perhaps not. Save, press save and submit. Rock. And hey, computer, paper wins. Da 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 da. Doing some crane kicks on the beach. Painting the fence. Wax the floor. Karate Kid. Very nice. That's fun. Well, rock, paper, scissors worked. You know what? We spent so much time building it. Let's do another one. Let's do once more. So we tried rock, submit code. Again, the window is showing up on my side. It's just OBS. I didn't put in the pop-up alert windows, but I see it. Do you choose rock, paper, or scissors? We did rock last time. Let's do paper. Paper. And okay. Computer got scissors. Scissors wins. Damn you. 2 for 2. We're losing to the machines. This is like Terminator. Skynet is on the rise. This is the beginning of Skynet. Dum 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 dum. Save and submit once more. And let's throw in scissors for fun. Scissors. Okay. Paper wins. Oh, computer paper. Scissors wins. Hot damn, we won. Take that. The machines are losing. Boom. Skynet is on the decline. Thanks to us. Thanks to our 2-1 victory. True, they have us beat 2-1, but good enough. Good enough for now. On to this lesson. Section 9. Last little bit. Okay, next steps. Congratulations on making your awesome game, but now comes the best bit. You have the skills to build a game of your own design. Below are some designs. 1. What if a user makes an inappropriate choice like dog? They get a gold star, right? No. How can we extend the function to handle that? By not equals? We did that in other games. We did something or other. But that's a thing. 2, what if players in game could also choose a rope in this game? Yeah, that's good. In case they accidentally hang themselves. That's got lawsuit written all over it. 3, in this version, if both players make the same choice, the game returns a tie. What if the game didn't end that way, but instead both players are asked for a new choice? Like rope? Turns into tug-of-war? Completely different game. Let's just choose the hardest path here, really. Instructions. Why not put the skills you've learned into this project and make your own game? We'll keep that in mind because we're going to keep the skeleton of this and probably fuse it with the battleship. Yes, rock, paper, battleship. Exactly. It's gonna be fantastic. That's really my goal for my side project that I'll be able to start working on, is taking the final steps of each course and fusing them all together into one giant abomination of programming. So somehow, I want to figure a way, or at least combine as many languages or projects as possible. It may need to be like 2 or 3 different projects, languages, but yeah, should be good. So save and submit. We're going to leave that at that. Oh, we get to play again. What are we going to do? Rock, paper, or scissors? We're going to go paper. We're going to go paper. Paper. Okay. Computer chose rock. Paper wins! We ended on a high note. We scared little kitty. High five. No, you're just rolling over. You're adorable. We love you. Good talk. Build rock, paper, scissors. Fantastic. Close. We could just upload that to the App Store. You know what? Once we work out the bugs, we might do that. Next. Onwards. And 15 minutes to spare before the class. Up next, introduction to for loops in JavaScript. For loops are one of the most commonly used bits of code. It's so powerful and so useful. Nice. Why use for loops? We are learning how to program because we don't want to do boring, repetitive work. The computer should do that. First exercise is a good example of exactly why you want to learn for loops. Well, we are going to learn about for loops tomorrow. 13 sections. That's not too bad. We've seen worse. We've handled worse. All right, so we're going to save that for tomorrow. We are backing out, closing out of the form stuff. Let's see where day 74 concludes. We are now 25% of the way through JavaScript. That's pretty good. Specifically, we've got 885 points viewing our profile and 120 badges. 9 skills completed. Look at that. Coming up. HTML and CSS. 2 months ago. Learned JavaScript 1 month ago. SAS 1 month. Website 1 month. Learned the command line. Git 1. Okay, yeah, 12. Python 12 days ago. HTML and CSS 2 days ago. Way cool. Beautiful. Fan-friggin-tastic. Let's close out of this noise. D. Stop stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah.